What's up, y'all? Sorry I am late. I know. I said I was going to be here at 6:30. And here it is, 6:45. Running late. Had some stuff to do. My apologies. But wait for you guys to show up, hang out a bit, find out what you guys have been up to. We picked up some new subs, so I do want to say, I guess we could start off with some shout-outs while we're waiting for everybody to get here. Hello, Coaster World. Welcome in, buddy. Hopefully you guys are having a good Wednesday. It's hump day. Hump day. That's right. Oh, we got a few people already starting to slink their way in. That's what I'm talking about. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Welcome. I'm doing very well. Thank you, guys. We've got a great day going on. Lots of good information I have coming this way. Always a pleasure. Picking up new subscribers. You guys stopping in. It's always a joy. Don't forget the thumbs up if you're just jumping in and you were so excited to see me that you forgot to do so right when you got here. I understand. I get it. I get it. But yeah, glad to have you guys with us here at this wonderful Wednesday. We're going to be hanging out with you guys for a couple hours, talking, chilling, chatting, enjoying, seeing what everyone's up to and how life is treating everyone. I'm having a great day. Hopefully you guys are as well. All right, that's what I'm talking about, Coaster World. Thank you, thank you. Thumbs up for you. Thumbs up for you. Huh? Not for nothing. We had a great last live stream doing the voices. That was a lot of fun. I had a great time doing some of my impressions. I've been doing those since I was a kid. Always a lot of fun to play around with the voices. And someone said, I think it was Anne from Australia, said she wanted me to do Sip's voice. And I thought I had done some of Sip's voice in that one. So Anne, if you're missing it, I had done some. So definitely go check it out. All right, we got a nice, good live stream going on. Nice and healthy, it says. Love the voices. Wonderful. That's what we're always aiming for, that you guys will enjoy the voices. I love doing voices. I've been doing so many of them. We're always happy to do some for you, too. It's not my primary focus tonight, but if you want me to drop a couple things here, I'd be happy to. We'll go over that a little bit later. Wednesday Night Live. Instead of Saturday Night Live, we were Wednesday Night Live. I thought that would be clever. And I apologize again for coming on late. Just had a whole lot going on. I saw Ash had gone live earlier today, and I missed it. And I wanted to say to him, I was like, well, if he goes live on Wednesday, does that mean it's an Ash Wednesday? So that was just a little bump. And I made sure I messaged that to him. I thought it was funny, and I hope so. But, okay. Show. Well, good. I'm glad again. Loving voices. Who doesn't love good voices? It's 5 in the morning there. Oh, I know. It's very early. You guys... my champs over there in the UK who stay up late to check these out. I know it's supposed to come on live earlier so that you can, but this week is going to be a little interesting. I'm lucky enough that my mom is here to stay with me. She's having some work done at her house, so we've got her staying with us while that's being handled. It's always a joy to have my mom around, and she's awesome. So that kind of threw my schedule off just a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to adjust, and it's cool. It's cool. But so I'll try to be live a little sooner tomorrow. But these things happen. These things happen. Okay. And on that note, folks, Coaster says hi, Mom.
Say hi.
She says hi. I don't know if you guys... She's busy. She's went into mom mode when she got over here. She's like, I want to do this for you. I'm going to get this done. And you know how moms are. And I was like, yo, I've got to, I do my own, my schedule. And she was like, no. So mom's doing mom things. Love having her here with us. It's always cool getting your mom to pamper you, even when you get to be a grown up. Which they say I'm a grown up. I don't really know how that works out. You know, I have a card that says so, but that's in their minds, not mine. No one asked me. Yep. So, all right, we got a few people. Is she a good cook? I will say this, my mom, and you know what, if Daniel Chronic gets in here, he'll verify. My mom is one of the best cooks in the world, I would say. Probably one of the best cooks in the world. She used to win chili cook-offs all the time, and all she did was she was like, I'm just going to pull out all the stops, and I'm going to load it up with a ton of beef, and a ton of fat, and some sausage. Mom would just, like, go all out, and she's like, I'm going to put 6 different kinds of animal in here, and that's how you win a chili cook-off. Oh, she used Grandma's recipe, and Grandma's recipe was loaded up with fat, and it was delicious, but Mom used to do all that. Hello, David. Glad to have you here. But yeah, Mom can cook like a beast mode from scratch, too. I learned to when I make sugar cookies, I don't buy a box. I flour, sugar, make it all myself, and And the baking soda incident. I learned. But yeah, my mom's a great cook, so she's gonna do some chicken for us, I think, tomorrow, and I'm excited.
I'm gonna make chicken cacciatore.
Chicken cacciatore, people. What? What? Awesomeness. Awesome. So, very excited about that. So, thumbs up if you like Mama's cooking. Who doesn't love Mom's cooking? Mom's cooking's always good. We're going to do that. Mom's cooking. Yep, we're going to throw that one in there right there. All right, we got that going. Okay, we jump back in here to the live stream with you guys, so I can keep an eye on your comments and everything, and we're gonna continue on. What should we jibber jabber about tonight? I don't know. I know it's a little late in the UK, so this is probably catching most of my friends here in the US and some of our good friends in Canada. Oh, Canada! And as I was telling you guys before, my mom's Canadian. So to all our Canadian friends out there who tune in and who've been helping support the channel, thank you so much. And we got lots of love for Canada because mom's Canadian. So that makes perfect and total sense, right? Right. Okay. What's on my mind? I don't know. I was thinking about stuff. Lots of stuff thinking about today. What other stuff can we think about? Prime, the stream's okay, it says. Not the best signal, but that we'll work with it. We'll work with it. Let me see how it's looking. I'm trying to get everything set up so I can make sure the live stream looks good to you guys. Like a little feedback, if you will. There we go, yeah. Oh, nice, and it's streaming decently. I hate the glasses. I can't wait to get contacts again so I don't catch like the reflection. I can see myself right there, and if I look over there, I can see it in the... So it's like really trippy. Whoa. You guys can like... It's like... I feel like TV eyes, if you want to call me TV eyes. TV eyes. Okay. Oh, good, good, good. Well, everything's coming through nice and clear. Got a few people starting to flood in through the door. Come on in. Come on in. Hit that thumbs up. Share. We can talk about any subject. We're gonna go over quite a few subjects. We're gonna have a lot of fun. All right, you guys are gonna get excited. I'm excited. You should be excited. Oh, there we go. Problem solved. Thank you, Mom. There we go. It happens. Go to the Bat Cave and come back and tell us what's on your mind. Well, let's see if we can go to the... Well, why not? We'll take a swing by. Let's see if I can... Where? It was just here. There it is. That's a good call, David. I like your thinking. You got a good mind for that. Good idea. Hold on. Is a snow owl still a snow owl in summer? My mom's name is Heidi. Her name is Heidi. My mum. I bet you're so tired of hearing about my mum. No, she'll come by and say hi, I'm sure, in just a little bit, as moms do. Make sure that that the other kids are being nice and everything.
I'm busy though.
She's busy. I don't know if you guys can hear her back there or not.
Can't you smell?
I'm sure. So, yeah, it's cool. Been lost track of my train of thought. Oh yeah, snow owls. Are snow owls still snow owls in summer? I mean, there's no snow. There's still an owl. Therefore, oh well, thank you so much. My mom's awesome. I got a cool mom. There we go. Go eat yellow snow. I already did that on another live stream. You guys know that. You should see the yellow snow. David says hello, Mom.
You did that in Germany when you were little.
I did that in Germany when I was little?
Yeah.
I ate yellow snow?
Yeah.
So it's a habit I have, apparently, guys.
We didn't get to you quick enough.
Oh, they didn't stop me in time. So when I was little in Germany, I ate German yellow snow and I've eaten American yellow snow. So on 2 continents, I'm knocking it out left and right. So I think that should be a world record, though. Intercontinental yellow snow champion. I'm going to go ahead and declare it now. So there you go. I am the international yellow snow eating champion, self-declared. So, take that title. If anyone wants to try to, go for 3 continents, booyah. That'd be cool to go to Antarctica and knock that one out. Some more yellow snow in Antarctica. All around the world. Yeah. Yep. All right. Enough of that. Right. So the snow owl bit. That's just something like there's also snow foxes again, and like a snow fox has white fur, but did you know in the summer months their fur turns kind of brown, so it's okay. Zach, pleasure to have you stopping in. I can keep the title. Well, thank you, Coaster World. It's not an easily won title, but I'm proud of it. Proud of it. As far as I know, last reported, I still hold the world record for the fastest Pokemon tournament ever. Won, officiated at a when back in the day when Toys R Us used to have the Pokemon things on Saturday. We could go to the Pokemon League, and yeah, so. Oh, my title, Zach. I have taken now. I was just informed that when you guys saw the yellow snow video, my mom's here hanging out, and she just informed me that when I was in Germany, I also, as a little coolness, because I am the cool kids, also ate yellow snow while I was in Germany. So I'm saying then that means I've eaten yellow snow on 2 continents, which then makes me the international yellow snow eating champion, formally and self-titledly known. So therefore. There you go. Yellow snow eating champion, intercontinental champ. Yeah. Not an easy title to win, and it was a long time coming in the works, and I was very happy of all the work our camp did to get to this point, and we're going to keep at it hard, and hopefully we can add some more continents to this and keep it going, and we're always happy, though, to have some people stop on by. Well, make sure you thumbs up before you go there, Zach, before you fade out of into existence, back into reality and out of La La Land. We're going to miss you. There you go. Now you know. And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. Good words to live by, huh? So. I got smoke in me eye. Right. Yeah, Georgie, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Big shout out to my people in Scotland. What's up, George? Georgie boy, how's Lynn? How's the kids? How's everyone doing? Glad to have you guys. Yeah, I heard about that too. We're losing Toys R Us as well. They're going to go out of business. I used to, like I said, on Saturdays when I was a kid, I used to go to Pokemon to do the Pokemon tournaments there and do Pokemon League, and I was working on my badges. And like I said, during one game, there was an official watching over, and I had the fastest match. And he was like, dude, that's about the fastest. I got it down at like under 3 seconds. And I guess he logged it or something, and they sent it in and said it was the fastest time. And since it was officiated, I guess it went somewhere. Where? I don't know. I remember exactly what was going on when it happened, too. What I played, what was being played, to take the fastest win in a Pokemon tournament. So, cool. It was just a play of the cards. It was complete luck of the draw. Completely luck of the draw. And it just happened to be the right. There's only 2 Pokemon that would work in that situation to make it work that way. And you would have to have this come up in a very specific way. And all of the little things that needed to happen happened. And it was able to grant me the fastest win in Pokemon tournament history. I think they gave me an extra Mew card for that one. And I sold my Pokemon collection years ago. Evie and I have got another one going. She has a deck and I have a deck. We play once in a while. We'll play some Pokemon. Got to catch them all. Toys R Us, they're just so overpriced now, though. Oh, I would love to get to 1,500 subs. I think we're grinding away at it. We've lost some subs. We've gained some subs. A lot of the magnet fishing videos are finally starting to pick up and I guess get a little bit of views there. And I'm very, very happy about that. The magnet fishing, I would love to be able to do more magnet fishing. It's just I got to be able to. Locations are going to be the issue around here, I think. So it's going to require a little bit more travel for me to find decent magnet fishing spots. But I've got a few in mind I would love to go do, and but they do require some travel. So that's always things in the work, and yeah. We're going to keep at it, though. We're going to keep at it. I want to get some altitude to this camera, just a little bit, right there. There we go, a little bit of height, add some dimension. The McDonald's are doing Pokemon in the Happy Meals at the moment. Oh, awesome! Well, do me a favor, Coaster World. Save up. Go get some Happy Meals. Anytime they do that here, we always do that. We've got some cards saved. Buy them up and hang on to those cards and do that for yourself. You'll be really happy. You're nearly at 500, George. Well, how about that, man? Look at you. George is nearly at 500 subscribers. So if you guys don't know who George is, George Anderson, 1981 right here. One of my wonderful friends and moderators. Great guy from Scotland. Been a huge supporter. He came out of left field for some great support. We've got some Scottish in the family as well. And he's a good guy. So if you don't know him, I don't know if he's loading up a ton of videos. I didn't think there was a lot, but there's some out there George has got. Go check him out if you get some time. And I'm sure you'll enjoy his channel. He's a great guy, and if you want a good supporter, that's the guy. And George, I'll say this. I know I always see you in the LA Beast stream. He's always stopping by to say hi. He was with us when we did the Celebrity Deathmatch, and I just found out the other day. So that was really cool. We're really happy to have George Anderson and the LA Beast who also know of each other, and they've been stopping by. So it's always great to have things like that.
I need towel rolls. Where are they?
They should be right around here in the corner by the generator.
All right.
There should be one more. We'll get some more of those. But, well, congratulations, Coaster World, who was now on 460, trying to get to 1K before the YouTube rule change. The rule change actually for 1K went into effect quite a while ago. But what happened is now the new rule is that you must have 4,000 view hours a year to be able to keep your partnership with YouTube, to keep your partnership. And guys, luckily enough, my channel, thanks to you guys. It's been you guys. It's not me, but it's you guys. Have put me well over the top of that to keep me going in that aspect. So in no ways do we have to worry. And even if it did, it wouldn't affect me from still posting videos, because the little I make isn't really worth stopping. So it really wouldn't be any different to me whatsoever. I am thinking about maybe doing, like, setting up a Patreon just so I can do shout outs, and we'll do channel tag drops for anyone who does the bare minimum, just to get a little bit of support going. And then if that does well, maybe I'll talk to Brad and see what he did to shut up. And I got to come up with some kind of a logo or something like that. And if I come up with a logo, then maybe we'll start doing some G-Bomb t-shirts or something like that. I've got an idea in for mine that might work. Well, I don't know. We'll play with it and see. But I definitely want to do some G-Bomb t-shirts coming up, or maybe some G-Bomb hoodies for this upcoming winter season. Not this one, maybe for the next one coming around, because I just don't see it just yet to the point of where I think I should be doing any kind of merchandising. I don't think I'm at that point yet, so I don't really want to. But definitely get yourself some That's Brad t-shirts if you haven't already. He's got some really... I love that magnet, the evolution of the magnet one he did. That's the one I think I'm going to wind up ordering for myself, because that's just awesome. That's just a really cool t-shirt design, and very cool for Brad for knocking that out. All right. Oh, okay, you're still monetized now with 460. Okay, so you were grandfathered into it, and they let it keep going, but now the new one's going to probably override that one. Well, that's... My apologies on that. Sorry. You had a power cut the other night, says George Anderson. Well, that's why I keep the generator nearby. It's always nice to have a little... It's a smaller generator, but it would be enough to run a heater, keep us on with some lights, a little TV. I could always hook it to the camper, which would more than power everything in the camper, for a external power, heating, AC source, and all that jive. Turkey. But and then we have the gas stove in there, so we could still cook and everything. So if there's ever a power situation, or like a tornado came through and ripped everything up and we're out of power for a little bit, too easy to move into the smaller camper for closer quarters conditions living, but still with modern comfort. Yeah. You didn't have anything but a candle. Oh, that's... Well, your phone, George, should have a flashlight feature, and that's what I use a lot of the time on my phone, is the flashlight feature. And that thing works. You know, with a lot of technology, I remember when the flashlight app just first came out, and it basically just turned on your flash for your camera and kept it going. It's done a lot of it's come a long way with the camera, and it's done a lot of cool things, and I really like what they've done with it. LEDs are amazing, what they can do with LEDs now. Really powerful, really bright, and works well. Okay. Coming up on our first half-hour mark. in about 10 minutes. We've had, let's see, we've had about 9 people. Peak was 10. Hey, that's always good. We're happy to have 10 people coming in, stopping by. Thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Share would really be good. Get some people sharing. Anybody who wants, who would like me to, be happy to put your name in. If you want a link for your channel, let me know. I'd be happy to. You have a torch, a wind-up torch. I have one of those as well. I do as well, Coaster. I keep that in my ready bag. I have a couple ready bags that I always keep ready. Always ready to go. You never know. That's the point of ready bags is what are you getting ready for? Anything, you know. Who knows what could happen. But I'd like to have something ready than nothing. You know, adapt to the situation what you need, but at least have something of the basics on hand to get you started. So, yeah. Darren, hello. Welcome, Darren. Glad to have you stopping in, buddy. Good to see you. Hopefully everything's going well on your hump day. That's right, it's hump day. Totally unprepared? Well, good. You know, at least, well, now you can learn from that, George, and realize that when something like that happens, what you need to do to adjust to that and make it happen. So that would be cool. A zombie apocalypse. If that should happen, yes, more than ready. I would be more than ready for that situation. I think that would be the ultimate situation if you constantly prepare for that and you're prepared for that situation, which is like the most extreme over-the-top one, then you should be prepared for dang near anything. How do you become a moderator on the streams? Well, Darren, you know what? I'll tell you what, Darren, I'm gonna take a chance with you, Darren. You've done some really good things on my channel for me before. You've sent some stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and grace you with that. So there you are, Darren. Please don't abuse the power. It would be horrible if I had to remove that from you. So there you go. Darren has been here for quite a while hanging out, and he's done some. Dolly's not stopping by today, Frank. I told you we had Dolly Parton stop by just the other day, and she was so excited to see you. You were late, and there was not very much I could do for it. Now I have to go about building this trust and confidence back into Dolly Parton to get her to come back over here to see our friend Frank again. So this is getting very difficult, Frank. Very difficult. But I think we're going to be able to pull it off someday. So congratulations so much to Darren, who, like I said, some of the thumbnails I have on some of my earlier videos, he was so nice enough to go online, make for me, send them to me, and allow me to use. So he did some really great stuff. So, of course, I'm very happy to think Darren's going to be our wonderful moderator to our channel, and I think he's going to do some great things. So we're very excited. Thank you so much, Darren, for your continued support and everything you do. And thank you for helping all the growth you've done to this channel, but especially thank you to everybody else. Hello, Nevin. How are you, buddy? Thank you for stopping by so much. We're proud to have you with us. I think I may have been mistaken. Oh, boy. When Darren, as you always know, buddy, I appreciate all the work you do. And if you ever feel so inclined, you're more than welcome to make them. Send them over to me and just tell me which video you think they would work good for. And if they're good, we would be happy. I'll be happy to throw some more of those in there. But again, though, at your convenience, if you ever. What's Mom smashing? I don't know. She's over there trying to take down the house. I don't know, Coaster. Well, good, Nevin. Very happy to have you with us. Hopefully, it's not super late and you're not tuning in so late and you're like, what is this crazy American making me do? Stay up so late to watch. And for that, I truly do apologize. Yeah. Nice little H2O. Can't go wrong with some water. Oh, look at George coming through. This is a good way to build a subgroup. So if you are new to the channel and you've never been here before, great, glad to have you. Stop on in, take a listen, grab a seat, pull up a chair. If you want to jump in our conversation, we'd love to have you. If you think you want to throw out a point, you throw it out. We'll listen, we'll talk. If you have a question you want to ask, even if it's off the wall. And that's the kind of questions I like, the weird questions. For instance, I asked the question earlier, is a snow owl still a snow owl if there's no snow? Then it's just an owl. Right? Right. These questions are fun to answer, come up with. But I want to be serious about them. I want odd questions that we can try to seriously answer. And that just makes them even more funny. When is Dolly coming? Good. See, another weird question that resolves a serious answer. Darren, dude, bud, I know you're busy hitting me up on Facebook, and if you want to go ahead and send that over, Darren, for a thumbnail of that for the live streams, I would love for you to do it. I can't really respond to you on Facebook right now, buddy, because I am with everybody else hanging out. So I've never even heard of a Toby Fox. But no, Darren, absolutely, man. If you come up with something and you'd love to use it, I'd love to have a custom thumbnail for all my live streams. That would be absolutely brilliant, mate. So yes, yes, yes. Please, please, please feel free to make one. Send it over. You know I'll never shut it down. If I think it works, I'll be happy to use it. Ooh, that sounds good. Ham and beans with some hot sauce. Where do I get my magnets? I go online to Amazon when I get magnets and I order them off of Amazon. There's people have told me that you can find them at like Lowe's and Home Depot, and I've searched even Harbor Freight, and I had not a lot of luck finding any decent sized magnets. But you can go onto Amazon. They have a really cheap one there for like anywhere from $9 to $12. They've got some different models depending on how much you're looking to spend. But mostly Amazon is where I order mine, and then I get to do a nice unboxing when I order the magnets. Although it's usually nothing special. It's just a magnet. But it's still cool to get a hold of those. And who doesn't like getting a box in the mail? It's always fun. And I wonder, like, a mailman's job, if it's stuck to the side and they're like, what the heck? From an old microwave, an old microwave should have a very large magnet. You could probably also get decent magnets for magnet fishing if you found some old speakers or old subwoofers. Yeah, there we go. See, George, man, we were right on the same topic, man, right off the bat, buddy. Some old speakers would have some really strong magnets, especially old subwoofers or house speakers. You could take the magnets off of those, and those are very powerful magnets, and that should probably work pretty well. That would help out a lot. So that's a good place to be able to harvest some magnets. That would get the job done. I do know that when I get a chance with SIP, I want to build a magnet fishing rig 2.0. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? We're going to make a magnet fishing rig 2.0. And I think we're going to continue building weird and crazy magnet fishing rigs. I could make an electromagnet. That would be good. And if we use DC current, it wouldn't be affected if you put it in water. So that would still work very well. And I guess you could just run it down with a copper line next to the rope and just weave it around. That would work pretty well. And then just insulate it with some tape. Electrical tape would work just fine to insulate it right down to a copper wire. And then, yeah, just hook a battery to it, drop it in. And it shouldn't cause any issues. It is just DC power. So, yeah, that would be a good idea. And it would function just well. And maybe if the fish came through it and swam through the magnetic field, it might mess them up enough and they'd float to the surface and you get dinner. So it could be a 2-in-1. How about that? Fishing and magnet fishing rig all in one. 2-in-1 even. We could magnet fish and fish at the same time with an interesting thing. That could be a good idea, you know? Stun them with fish, they float to the top, you pick them up, you toss them in the bucket. Bada boom, bada bing, huh? That would work. That would work. That could work really well, actually. Oh, so good call there, Frank. Frank the Tank, El Franco. Frankie making coffee. Very cool, Frank. Speaking of coffee, I could go for some coffee. I might have to get some coffee. There's a magnet company in Arkansas. Oh, very nice. I know it's Arkansas. Arkansas. It's not Arkansas. No, Arkansas. So very cool. Well, that's awesome. Maybe we should get a hold of them and see if they want to sponsor a magnet fishing video. That would be great. Send us a magnet and I'll go test it for them. That would be wonderful. That'd be pretty cool. I know Brad got a really cool setup from a company in Belgium, I believe it was, and or Bulgaria, something along. It started with a B. But they hooked him up with a really cool magnet fishing setup and did a little sponsor video. That would be cool. So if you get the name for me, let me know. Comment on one of the other videos and maybe I can look them up. Yeah, something like that would probably work. Usually, though, the bigger batteries don't go. It's just more cold cranking amps for a fork chuck like that. But generally, what you could do is you can take two jumper cables, okay, and you hook them to a battery, and then you take two coat hangers. You hook one to each side, and you put them in the water about 8 inches apart or so. And then just stop dropping some bait down into it. And what's going to happen is if some fish come by and they swim in between, they should, if it's close enough, be able to complete the circuit, and it will stun the fish, and they'll belly up, float to the surface. So you can do it with a 12-volt battery. It's not the most efficient way. If you could get two and wire them in series, of course, that would be much better. And so on and so forth, getting a lot more, but you wouldn't want to load a boat down with too much weight of just these huge, heavy batteries. So that would be something interesting to do. Maybe from the dock, or from now it's a dock over on the water, that might work, or a floating dock would work well for that. But, yep, electrical fishing can be done for, I guess, magnet fishing and regular fishing. Of course, you could always just simplify the, simplify the process. And just go with dynamite. Dynamite would work just fine. That would just blow the fish out of the water, probably loads of metal, and that would be good to go. I should not have pinched my nose on that sneeze, although I can hear very clearly now, very clearly. So bad idea. Don't pinch your nose when you sneeze. You can blow out your eardrums that way. Good thing I didn't, I don't think. Nope, no, we're good. We're good. Okay. So what can we discuss? Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, I remember that was actually in Crocodile Dundee 2. That was the opening. If you guys aren't familiar with the movie, Crocodile Dundee was a movie that came out in the 90s, early 90s, starring Paul Hogan. And he did a wonderful job in that movie, and it was about a crocodile man in Australia who was attacked by a croc, and how he survived 3 days in the Australian bush. And this woman comes to interview, and then she brings him back to New York and all the fun and crazy misadventures they have. And then Crocodile Dundee 2 is where obviously they're together, and then there's another story where he has to go back to Australia. Anyway, though, I think the movies were great. At least the first two were. I never bothered to see the third one, only because it just looked really ridiculous. It wasn't presented as a kid's movie in the first two, and it seems like the third one was. And it's kind of like how The Rock started doing the movie, like the fairy, the Tooth Fairy. It's kind of just, it wasn't my cup of tea to see it made into a kid's movie. And I like the way the movies used to be. It was really cool. There's also a big thing about the Mandela effect in that movie, which I happen to disagree with, because I was a big fan of the movie. So I know about how this goes. But the thing in the Mandela effect is they say the scene where he pulls out the knife and he says, "That's not a knife. That's a knife." Everyone seems to think that the original line was, "That's not a knife. This is a knife." And it's not. It never was. It was always, "That's not a knife. That's a knife." And we used to quote that all the time when I was a kid, and we would say it perfectly to the T. And it's only recently that what it was is people corrected the English in their head and then projected it onto that, thinking it was that way. But it wasn't. It was purposely written with incorrect English. That's not a knife. That's a knife. So, hello, Lex. Thank you for stopping by. Hogan. Yes, not that Hogan, not Hulk Hogan. That would be Terry Hogan, who is Hulk Hogan. This is Paul Hogan, who was Crocodile Dundee. He went to New York in the second one. Yes, he was in New York in the second one. In the third one, I thought he was in L.A. Let's look that up real quick. I thought he went to L.A. Crocodile Dundee. Oh, I guess they're making a new movie about it this summer, too, called Crocodile Dundee, The Son of a Legend Returns. But let's look up Crocodile Dundee 3. Crocodile Dundee 3. Yep, Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles was the third one. Crocodile Dundee, it was just called Crocodile Dundee 2, and the original was, of course, Crocodile Dundee. So it was Crocodile 1, 2, and then in Los Angeles was the third one, which I didn't bother to see, and apparently they are coming out with the new one. Paul Hogan was also in another great movie. He played an angel, or what he thought was an angel in the movie Almost Angel. Almost an Angel, where he thought he was an angel because he survived something. So he's a guy trying to go around do angel-y things when he's not really. It was pretty funny. I quite enjoyed it. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? It doesn't matter, brother. So there we go. We got that one straight. But apparently there's a new one coming out in 2018. Let's take a look and see what we can learn on it. Because, you know what? Crocodile Dundee was a wonderful movie. I remember it as a kid, and I loved it. Oh, wow. So 2 days ago, The Guardian posted, Crocodile Dundee was sexist, racist, and homophobic. Let's not bring that back. Really? You think so? It was just a... He didn't appreciate being lied to, but I don't think he was homophobic. He was just mistaken. I don't know. Maybe this might be Chris Hemmingsworth, Danny McBride, Comedy Movie HD. So there you go. I guess they are coming out with a new one. I loved the Crocodile Dundee movies, and if anybody wants to say otherwise, whatever. They were great. He was a bushman. It's totally different. People try to apply so many different... It's multiculturalism, but they don't want to apply the multiculturalism when it doesn't apply to something they like. So that's just the culture of the people there. Australians are awesome people. Rugged people. I'm not going to take that away from them. No, I have not seen the new Star Wars because I know I'm going to be disappointed. So I'm going to wait until it comes on Netflix. That's how much I'm so... Or maybe Redbox. I'll rent it when it hits Redbox. But I've heard nothing about bad things. They totally went off plot. Apparently they just... There's a huge listing right now for people that want to have the new Star Wars movie removed from canon and have Disney take another shot at making number 8. There's a huge petition going on for this right now. So... I haven't seen it yet, but I heard that they had an idea of the direction it should have gone, or it looked like it was going to go, and they didn't stay in line with anything, which was interesting. But at the same time, though, you got to pay homage to the original Star Wars fans. These are going to be your big people who are into it, and it seems like they're just catering to a new audience, and it's kind of going to ruin Star Wars.
Well, they are catering to a new audience.
Absolutely, they are, and it's ruining Star Wars, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know. I've seen some fan films that have come out. And some of the fan films have been better than what I've seen. There was a Darth Maul fan film. If you haven't seen it yet, if you haven't seen this Darth Maul fan film, go on YouTube, look it up. In fact, let me see if I can find it for you guys. Let's see, Darth Maul fan film. It was a wonderfully done movie. I made a comment on it of my own theory even for what's going on in that one, and it's really cool. It was really interesting. Great. And for a fan film, they did a wonderful job. Star Wars fan film. It was Darth Maul. They did Darth Maul, I think, was an amazing bad guy, right up there with Darth Vader. And they definitely, there it is. There's the fans. Apprentice is the name of the film. It came out a year ago. It's gotten over 15 million views, guys. 15 million views. What an amazing job they did. So I'm going to post that into the live stream. If you guys get a chance, go check it out if you're a Star Wars fan. And I guarantee you will love this. And look for my comment. Hopefully you can thumbs up and let them know that they did a great job or a bad job. But I think it was a wonderful job done. Almost done. What's almost done there? Darren, making coffee. Yeah, that was a great fan film. Ah, okay. I got you, buddy. I got you. Okay, guys. Yeah, but I mean, it's jam packed, man. That is nonstop awesomeness the whole time. It moves along very quickly. Let me just check to make out the right one. Yeah, 17 minutes and 49 seconds. But you know what though? It will be the best 17 minutes of Star Wars. This should be included. Somebody did an amazing job. The T7 Pro guys did a wonderful job. making this fan film. It must have been, it was a production in itself, and this is what Star Wars is lacking again. This is what Star Wars needs to come back to. And it's sad when they do a better job at a Star Wars than the people who make Star Wars do. But these guys knocked it out of the park. Home run to them. Well, what I think they should do with Star Wars is they need to start a whole new. That's what they need to do. They need to keep the name Star Wars, but they need to change it. Here's what they need to do, okay? This is how you fix Star Wars. You take a Star Wars. You know how it says long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away? Okay, drop one far, drop one long. Long ago in a galaxy far away. Start a whole new story. You can keep the Force. There can be other Force users, but it doesn't need to be long, long ago. It needs to be just long ago. And it doesn't need to be far, far away. It just needs to, in a galaxy far, far away. Pick another galaxy. Pick another galaxy. That the Force is still everywhere. The Force is still everywhere, and there would be Force users everywhere. So pick a new galaxy and do Star Wars, the next galaxy. Another galaxy. Something. Star Wars. Just start anew. Tell a different Star Wars story in another galaxy. That's how you do it. That's how you fix Star Wars. And then they can do all these different interpretations. Oh, well, wonderful. 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 James Bond. I think James Bond. Well, here's what you have to remember about the James Bond. And you have to go back to the movie, the first Casino Royale movie. And you may be like, well, that's with, what's his name? Craig.
No, that was with Sean Connery.
No. What was the first? What was that? Daniel Craig. That's his name. Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig did the movie Casino Royale, which was a James Bond movie. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that Casino Royale was a remake of another James Bond movie. And here's where it happens that this is where it takes an interesting turn on the James Bond thing. Is that when you're looking at James Bond, what you have to realize is that it's never stopped being James Bond. What happens is James Bond is a code name. When you think about it, he's always, what's your name? Bond, James Bond. He's telling the enemies his name. Nobody would do that. It's a code name. James Bond is a code name for an agent. So when you assign the name 007, 7 is a number since we know there was 006 and 005. And in one James Bond movie, 001 and 2 were killed. But they didn't say the kill, just the agent's number, but the name would carry on. So when a James Bond retires from the agent 007, a new agent takes the name James Bond and is 007, a license to kill, with the name assigned to that number. So what you're seeing, though, through the James Bonds is you're not seeing multiple people play James Bonds. You're seeing different people who are the same, who are different agents taking on the role of James Bond. And what that goes back to is the original movie Casino Royale. James Bond, the one they're following, he goes to the 007 James Bond School of International Spies and stealth work, where all these other people are training to be 007 James Bonds. And it's explained in that film. It was kind of a comedy James Bond, but if you want to think about it, it technically was part of Ian Fleming. So it is a James Bond, and lots of people were training to be James Bond. And I would imagine then from that pool, they select a person to be James Bond while you're training to be. But and that could be a top, like when you send your best agent, he is the name James Bond, and to make that 007 status would have to be definitely a trained and sought out position. And I'm sure there were other ones that could fall into 006's spots and based on your skill. But to get the 007 status would probably be a harder agent title to obtain. So it's a title more than it is a person. So with James Bond, you can keep the universe going if you keep it at that theory that it's different people playing James Bond, just assuming, and they have no backstory. You don't need to know their backstory. This is James Bond. He is James Bond, and when he dies, he was James Bond. But you never kill James Bond. There's always another James Bond. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds a little more legit in how you can keep the changes going, how there's been the same cue for years, but he never noticed anything different. And that's because he noticed there was differences. It wasn't his job to question. This is James Bond. Okay, you're the James Bond. And he went from there. So that's my take on James Bond. I think that was probably a little more in depth than you wanted, Coaster. I apologize, but there you go. There's James Bond in a nutshell. Hold on, let's make some changes. One more time. Ah, I fixed it. Oh, I know, guys. I'm so sorry about that. I apologize. But hopefully everything is fixed and you guys are getting a nice, good, clear picture. I think I corrected that and fixed it. Groovy. Hello, Joshua Smith. Note, it's offline. What's offline? I'm sure that status that was showing that I made that I was supposed to be here at 6:30, which I was late to. I'm sure that one is saying that I'm offline, and I've still got to play around with what's going on with my events. But we're live now, right there. Bam, 7 people hanging out here, enjoying some time with us. No worries, Darren. I don't think it was very important anyway. Absolutely, I agree. When Broccoli was making them, they were really good. But that's where the split happened, and you actually get multiple James Bonds because the movie Thunderball was written by Broccoli and a friend, and then they wanted to write a sequel to Thunderball, and that's how he was able to get the rights to James Bond because every movie that he did, for instance, the movie Never Say Never Again, was because Sean Connery said, "I'll never play James Bond again." And when the split in the writers for Thunderball happened, he said that his movie was a continuance of Thunderball, so it was like Thunderball 2 but renamed. And since Sean Connery wouldn't work with Broccoli, he decided that he would work with Saltzman, and they were able to do that, and he was able to play James Bond again. And that's why the movie was called Never Say Never Again, because I think Broccoli said, "You'll never play James Bond again." And Sean Connery was like, I don't give a damn about playing your stupid James Bond. And then Saltzman was like, "Come play James Bond for me in my movie." "Yes, I think I will, just to shove it up his ass." So that's what he did, and that's how that whole movie came about. So, hello, David Beach. Thank you for stopping in. Why is it doing this to me? There we go. Appreciate everybody who's been here. We've been here for about 48 minutes, coming up on 49 minutes. Thank you so much to everybody who's stuck around this whole time. If you're new to the live stream, which I doubt very many of you are, thumbs up though. Share. Let's get some other people in here to get this channel growing on this wonderful live streams that we do at least every other day, bare minimum. We'll be doing some more soon, I think. I think we'll be doing some more live streams. I'd like to pick up to maybe once a day, but there's no guarantee to that. At least right now, once every other day gives you guys a break from me, because I know hanging out with me for a couple hours a day must be... I don't think it's your internet, man. I don't... Maybe Saltzman died first. It could very well be, but I do know there was a James Bond split. Look up the Thunderball fiasco if you want to get more detail on it, Frankie. I'm not having the 100% details, and I don't pretend to know, but I do know that I've got at least a generalization of what was going on with the James Bond and how the split happened. So it was eye-opening to read about it and learn about how the James Bond differences came. Yours is buffering a lot too. Well, let me try to reconnect this. We may lose it for just a second. Hang tight. We'll try to do this again. Well, hopefully now you guys have a much clearer picture and it's cleared up. So, yeah. David's here. Hopefully it stopped buffing for you, Josh Smith. I apologize. It was. This blue light is really killing it. Really killing it. What's odd to you, Darren? Tell me about some stuff that's odd. I like to hear the odd stuff. I think there was one. And I think it was in the third one. And it's hard to tell that it's a female, but I'm pretty sure that one was. And I believe it's in the third movie that you do have a female, and she was flying a Y-wing. I could be mistaken, but I do remember there being a female pilot. And maybe... No, I apologize. In the original trilogy, you're correct. I'm thinking the new ones, the 3. There might very well have been. The number 3 is odd to you? I don't like odd numbers myself either. The number 3 is a very weird number. It wants to be an 8, but it's not quite there. It could also be the shape of a whistling butt. You know? The 3 is a weird number. You turn it on its side, it's almost an M. Lay it on the other way, it's a W. I think it's a very lost number. A number that's not sure where it wants to be and what it wants to do.
I have a surprise for you when you're done.
Oh boy. So, let's see. Mark Hamill, I heard he is in the newer one. He's in a lot more of it, but I haven't seen it. But I'll go ahead and spoils alert. We'll wait a second for the spoils alert. So if you guys need to step out for just a second, you don't want to know, step away for just a moment. Ha! Do I look into things? I like to know things. I like to understand what it is I enjoy. So I'm the kind of guy who watches the bonus features on the DVD. Like, as soon as I finish watching a DVD, I'm like, all right, put on the bonus features. Let's find out more about what we just watched. 5 is a good, which is really interesting too, is I don't like odd numbers. But when I signed up for the military, I was going to sign up for 3 years, and then I said, you know what, let's sign up for 5. It's a nice round number, 5 years. It's halfway to 10. You know, so I understand. I got you on that one. That's exactly why I signed up for 5 years in the military. I thought it was a nice round number. Absolutely. I did know that, Darren. Did you know that the sound of a blaster that they had from Star Wars? Choo, choo, choo. What they did was they put a microphone to a cable wire and then struck it with a wrench, and it makes a ching, choo, choo sound. One of those ones that run to the ground and to the poles. Those, you've seen those poles. Then you just see they got the wire on it, the plastic yellow cone, and they run to hold pose up. Or like a tower, they were just striking that with a metal hammer. Absolutely, and that's the sound of the blasters. That's how they made the blaster sound. In the original cut of Star Wars, they were trying to figure out how to get the speeder to film the speeder rolling around the ground, but they couldn't figure out what to do to get rid of the wheels underneath that would keep it going. So what they did is they took Vaseline and they smeared it on the bottom of the camera, and that's why when you see the speeder shot in the originals, if you still have them on VHS before they were remastered, you'll just see it looks all blurry, or maybe on Laserdisc. Maybe if you still have it on Laserdisc, it's just a big blur, a blob. And that's all they did was smear Vaseline underneath the camera. Yeah, that is. Well, of course, because anything divisible by 2 is equally dividable by itself to make an even number. Yeah, but that's very true. I guess it's the spacing, because it goes even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. Every other number is an even or odd number. So if you add 2 odd numbers together, you're always going to have one to take it to even, with even numbers to count the next 2 spaces. And if you have an odd number or 2 even numbers, of course they're always going to be even, because they're always going to count to an even of odd, even, odd, even, odd, even through the number spots. So it's not really odd. It's just a mathematical series, I would say. It's probably just a sequence. It's just a sequence. But that would be a good form of communication. Then if we knew that, then we know odd, even, which could be translated into, I believe, is how code is written, which is a series of yeses and nos in ones and zeros. So that would be a way of writing a code. You could actually come up with true and false mathematical things that would be written code. It is very true there. Yes, it is. And the Darth Vader, let's see. The way they got the Darth Vader breather, was what they did was they put a microphone up to a scuba regulator, an oxygen scuba regulator, and as the scuba diver would breathe through the regulator would open and close with the oxygen, and that's the breathing sound you heard. So it was an oxygen regulator on scuba gear. And of course, as everyone knows, SCUBA is an acronym. Let's see who knows the acronym, though. What does SCUBA stand for? It's an acronym. SCUBA. SCUBA. And if you say Duba, I'm going to smack you.
Your dad told me once.
Dad was a certified scuba diver. So, of course, he would know what SCUBA stands for. But let's see if you guys can jump in and nail this one. Remember, SCUBA. And no Google. And if we don't know, then you can go Google it. But if not, I'll tell you. Somebody take a stab. Anybody? No? There it is. There's Frank coming out with the self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. There we go. Shelly was on the right track. Something underwater breathing apparatus. Very good. Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. So there you go. Oh boy. See, I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are smarter than the average crowd, and that's why I like hanging out with you. We're interested in not just the surface. We like the layers. We like to comb through the layers. That's what we are. We're archaeologists of knowledge. We don't just like to hear things. We like to pick it apart. Oh, well, that's cool. A buddy of your mom dated Mark. Buddy whose mom dated Mark Hamill. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Of course, Mark Hamill was the voice of Batman, the animated series. As a kid, he was the voice of Joker.
He also got cancer.
Well, see, Tina, then we did a great job. Who invented scuba? Now you're getting me. Now you're going to get into, let's see, who invented the scuba? The scuba gear. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to take it. You invented scuba, Mom?
Yeah.
That's what it is. So Frank's got me on that one, and I'm not going to cheat and use Google to try to come up with it. I'm going to tell you I don't know. I do not know. Cousteau. Oh. Jacques Cousteau. Okay, there you go. Well, hey, you learn something new every day. I like learning little things like that. No, I knew who you meant. Jacques Cousteau. Even if it didn't spell it right, you know, that's the great part about spelling is yeah, Cousteau maybe. Cousteau. Frank Gaston. Jacques Cousteau. Yep. What is considered scuba? I guess that would be something that you could, well, if it's self-contained, that means that it's in its own, you're bringing your own environment with you. So, for instance, when they used to put the divers down there and pump with the surface air, that would not be considered scuba because it's not all in one. It's not a package deal where you can go independently. So I would think it would be the independent control of the environment that you need to bring with you. So I would say scuba would be considered any kind of tank, non-surfaced gear. I would think. It just makes sense. I mean, the reason is because in the name itself alone, it's telling you it's self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. So anything that can allow you to breathe underwater and is self-contained. I'm an algebra. We are learning slope so to find the slope of y, so the distance is then what would you have to convert slope form and what was it? Okay, hold on. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I hated math, but if I was going to go off of that, to find the slope and y intersect. So the distance, then you would have to convert the slope intercept form a. I would say that's true. I would think that's true. Am I incorrect? I'm going to take a stab and say I think that's correct, Darren. Fingers crossed. I lost on Jeopardy. Now I don't know. It's like now you got me waiting like for a test. Oh, I hope I picked right. I'm pretty sure. Woohoo! I thought so. I wasn't 100% sure, and I was like, I think that's what I remember. I was never good in math. But the English was my thing. But yes, aha, I pulled it out of my shoe. Yes. Ah. I didn't like math. I hated math. Wasn't bad, but I hated it.
You got a high B
I got an A, but I hated math. Took a lot of work. What? What? Oh, Darren. Darren. You can't take the wind out of my sails like that. You can't just give me a... I don't care, Alex. You already said yes, so I'm keeping it. I'm going to say you read the question wrong. No, it's fine, Darren. You win some. Math be bad. No good at math. Let's see. What else is something? 2 plus 2 equals 22. I saw that was... What?
Your mom would like some time with you.
Yeah, I know, but they want some time with me. Yeah. Moms. Ah, okay. Who's in the background? Josh, that would be my mom. My mom's here hanging out with us. There's Daniel. Pissing. No, I can't say that one, Dad. I mean, Daniel. Oh, wow, I slipped. Daniel, no, I can't say that one. Daniel. But yeah, my mom's here hanging out, so that's who's in the background, though. Sip's here, finally. We don't like... Oh, well, you're mad just because Dolly's not here. Sipalicious. What's going on, buddy? How you doing today? What'd you get done? Did you go magnet fishing today? Did you go do anything of fun today? Did you go shoot deer? Walk in the woods? What was on Sip's agenda today? And I tried to get Sip to start a YouTube channel. I'm trying so hard to make him start his own channel. He needs to start a channel and do a daily video with you guys. You're making a rap song about your ex-girlfriend. Well, there you go, Lex. She is. She's at work. Normally, she wouldn't be at work until tomorrow night, but tonight she switched shifts with someone. Oh, you went and got some t-shirts. Very nice. Everyone loves t-shirts, Daniel. So she's at work right now, so she won't be back until tomorrow, but then she's off Thursday, Friday, so she'll try to join us in one of these.
We have plans.
Oh, well, cool. Oh, well, very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing Lex the Gamer's rap about his ex-girlfriend. Daniel Chronic is one of the few who is more than allowed to get away with whatever he would like to say. So Daniel Chronic is good to go. In fact, I've been meaning to do that. Definitely Daniel Chronic. Here, Sip's going to get his blue wrench. That goes without saying. There you go. Yeah, Daniel's like pretty much... I went to Iraq with Daniel, and... yes, I'm not invited, Josh. So Daniel he's always joking. You got to remember, Daniel, everything with Daniel, he takes life the way I do, is we look at life as a joke. Yeah, we're huge fans of South Park, so there's just so much funny stuff. They Sip, I worked on my hair. I spent a lot of time, and he hits it. He hits my hair. Oh, I know Sip's dying laughing right now. I know that. That's how I know Sip. As I just said that line, I know he's sitting over there. Which is fair. Which is fair. See, doesn't Daniel need to do a YouTube channel? Sip needs to start his own YouTube channel and do live streams. Peanut and Butter, they're right here. Peanut's right over there sleeping. Butter's right there. And there's Miss Piper. Asleep. Right there. Piper. Pretty kitty. Hey. There she is. And Minimum's outside doing her thing right now. Oh, there's a big kitty. She's awake. Mom. Hold on, I'll get her out here. Hold on. Where's Cutie? Evie? She's at work right now. That's the only Cutie I can think of. Unless you meet me. People want to say hi to you, Mom. We'll get her out here, Tina. She's coming. Oh, the pets. Oh. Well, which one? Ah, there you go, David. Me. That's where the cuties are. Oh, right. That's why Sip is. Tell you the adventures Sip and I have together. It's awesome. All of them. Sip is so much fun to hang out with because he's just as crazy. And the problem is that we both come up with an idea, and we're both the kind of impulsive person where we both think of random ideas, and there's no one to tell us no, that wouldn't be a good idea until we're already doing it. And that's where Sip and I have so many fun adventures. There was one time, and I'll never forget this. We went to Big Bear, and we went to do the Alpine slide, but it was closed. So what we did is we rented tubes, and they had a snow hill built. And man, it was fast. So Sip and I decided to go down. And Sip goes down this tube first. And I timed it so that I could go right behind him and go. And Sip goes down the hill. He barrels down just as he gets to the bottom. And he turns around and stands up. I had timed it and aimed it almost so perfect. Did I? Oh, I got it. That's from South Park. And just as Sip stood up and turned around, I came barreling into him. I think he tried to jump, and I clipped his legs. All I remember is looking back and Sip tumbling through. Mom, yeah. Come here real quick. Somebody would like to say hello.
I don't look good.
Ah, that's fine. They don't care. They want to say hi to Mom. All right, guys, here's Mom hanging out, saying hello. There she is, Tina. There we go. There's my mom. Stopping by to say hi. Well, thank you so much, Mama. I love ya.
Wait till you get off.
Oh, I'm sure I can't wait. I'm very much looking for it. Josh says hello, Mom.
Josh?
Josh Smith. Yep, says hello.
Tell him I love his name.
She said, great name, Josh. Coaster World says hello. Frank says hello.
Tell him hello.
She says hello.
No, tell him I said it in my accent.
She said, Tina says hi. George from Scotland says hi.
Oh.
David Blakely.
Where is he from Scotland?
Where in Scotland are you again, George? Darren says hello, Mum. You thought it was Dolly Parton for a moment. Oh, Frank.
Oh, yeah, right.
There you go. Oh, lay it on thick, huh, Frank?
I have red hair.
Glasgow.
My grandparents were from there.
So there you go, George. My grandparents.
My grandmom.
My grandmom.
Your great-great-grandmother.
Is from Glasgow.
Yes. And great-grandpa is from Edinburgh.
What was their last names?
John Stone.
John Stone, both of them?
No. John Stone and, Bragger.
John Stone and Bragger. And George Anderson.
John Stone.
John Stone. John Stone.
And my dad's from Wales.
Maybe your mom could give us something to cook here in the UK. Well, Mom has got some great recipes. I'm not going to lie. Maybe if she's cooking, making something for dinner tomorrow, what I can do is we can go live.
Tell him what he'd like me to try to make spotted dick.
Oh, wow. George Anderson says, the guy from Scotland, that Johnstone is his address. So he lives on Johnstone, I guess some sort of in that region.
Tell him I own the thoroughfare.
Oh, she says it's hers. Yeah, and your wife is from Wales. Oh, wonderful, Coaster.
That's where your grandfather Stephen Young is from.
And my grandfather Stephen Young is from Wales. And Carl Young. Stephen and Carl Young. Oh, your village is Johnstone. You live in Johnstone Village.
We own it.
That's probably some of my people's got that one locked up. So I told you, George. I told you. We know some people there. So how about that? That's some family. So that's Mom. So yeah, if she does a recipe, I'll try to film what my mom makes. She does some amazing stuff with everything. So.
Yeah, but Italian is my favorite.
Kilabarchan Johnstone. Kilbarchan Johnstone. Oh, how about that?
Tell them I can't make haggis.
They can hear you.
I can't make haggis. I can't.
No haggis. I think haggis is actually, they just made it legal here in the U.S. to have haggis. But again.
I can't make spotted dick.
I'm not having any of that, love.
No, it's pudding.
Well, I'm not having any of that.
Yeah,
there's no reason to have that kind of pudding when there's vanilla, there's pistachio, there's chocolate. You don't need these like blood curry puddings.
Plum pudding is really good.
Okay, well chocolate is still great. So there's.
You're so American.
That's just all you need. Oh, well, thank you, Josh. Yeah, my mom's pretty cool. Black pudding. That's what she was saying, Coaster World. Spotted dick is nice. Not happening.
Make sure you tell them you don't drink tea.
Oh, I would never drink tea. I'm not a tea drinker.
Tell them your mother does.
They can hear you.
No tea drinker.
I don't drink tea.
With lemon and sugar and milk sometimes.
No, you don't put lemon with
Yes,
milk.
you do.
No.
No, not with the milk. You put lemon and sugar or sugar and milk.
Well, sugar, yeah.
It's either or. It's no together.
You don't do tea. What guy in Canada? What did he do? Oh, the Buckfast. I showed Mom the bottle of Buckfast, George, and she was like, huh, interesting. Oh, I don't know. It's not so much... I don't know if I could get over the name. I don't think I could get over the name, Tina.
It's really good.
Doesn't sound appetizing. I'm not saying it's probably... If someone told me it was something else. Do you know what China is, Mom? C-H-N-I-N-A? China? China?
I think so.
Well, what is it, David?
Is it parts of the chicken?
Parts of the chicken. Is that what that is right there? Does your mom put agar or salt in her porridge? Mom doesn't make porridge. We don't eat porridge, George.
Oh, yes, I do.
I've never had porridge.
I have salt in my porridge.
She puts salt. I like grits. Love me some grits.
And cream of wheat.
And sugar, yeah. Oh, my Lord. Some Canadian dude killed 49 women and sold their meat as their flesh as meat. Oh!
You don't put,
You don't put that,
You don't put sugar in grits. You put butter and salt and pepper.
Oh, my Lord.
You're nasty.
Mr. Garrison. Your mom is legit Scottish. Oh, no doubt.
It's really good, Jeremy.
I'm okay on all that.
The spotted part is raisins.
See, then you could just say pudding with raisins. It doesn't need to be spotted, whatever. Like rice pudding is delicious, but you don't need to call it like limp noodle or something. It just doesn't sound appeasing.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not good.
Salt and pepper. I like salt, pepper, and butter on my grits. There's nothing wrong with some good old grits. Who doesn't love grits?
I did it for
Thank you, Darren, for always stopping by, buddy. I will check out those. If you want to send over that to my Facebook link for the download, I will be happy to start using anything you come up with, Darren, for a live stream. You know you come up with amazing thumbtacks for my channel, and I'm always very appreciative. So have a good night, David. Thank you again. So Darren. What's grits? What? Tina, you never had grits?
It's almost like a rice pudding.
It's like, well, what it is it's made from corn.
Yeah.
It's ground up corn, and they
Cornmeal.
you boil it on the stove, and it gets into like a porridge-like substance. And you put a little bit of butter with it, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, maybe a little bit of bacon grease drippings if you want, and maybe a fried egg on top. Oh, delicious.
It's good.
Delicious.
It's how the salad-
Blood soup with noodles. No, again, that just... You got me at the blood. My cousin Vinny. You know, what's a grit? I love he goes to the restaurant in that movie and it just says breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What a wonderful menu to pick from. How many times a day do I shower? Once every other day. I'm not a everyday shower. Once every other day or once a day.
Jeremy, do your ice cubes not work?
No, we have ice cube trays. But, no, but I also sometimes I like to just wet my hair. Just to wet it and comb it back for the live streams. It makes it less frizzy. So, like cream of wheat? Kind of like cream of wheat.
You loved it as a baby.
Cream of wheat is good, but it's a little more, what is the word? A little more gritty in the texture. A little more gritty in the texture.
Grits are gritty.
But it's really good. It's really good. It's gritty. That's why it's called grits. It's a little gritty. It's a little corn. It's really good. You can buy instant grits, and they're really good as well. Like I said, a little bit of butter on them, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Absolutely wonderful. My Sip's grandparents made blood pudding. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, wow.
You're a heathen.
I love. We eat grits for breakfast. Now, this is interesting, is when I went to Afghanistan, I didn't know that you guys eat a lot of beans for breakfast in Europe, I guess. We don't eat beans for breakfast. It's not a bean kind of thing that we do in America to have beans with our breakfast.
Yeah,
But
bangers and mash.
when I was with the German army, they were bringing us hot dogs, beans, eggs and bread and cheese for breakfast, and they wanted to bring us the hot dogs because they thought that Americans ate sausages, and they wanted to bring us American sausages, so they were giving us hot dogs. But when you take American sausage or hot dogs and you mix them with beans, you get beanie weenies, which is great, except that when you eat it first thing in the day, everybody the whole day was farting the whole day. There's no way to be tactically farting everywhere. It just doesn't happen. So yeah. So it was an odd breakfast, but they at least gave us these really nice croissant rolls, and they had Nutella, which they didn't have a lot of Nutella, but nobody was touching it because nobody knew what it was. So I was scooping up the Nutella like it was crack, because I can smear Nutella on bread any day and be good to go.
Your sister puts Nutella on everything.
I'll eat Nutella straight out of the jar.
So does
just to grab a spoon. Well, Steve's German mom, so that makes total sense.
I'm not German.
That girl that played the harp over here, that was our friend Caroline. I had a friend who came over, and she brought her big harp with her, and she played harp for us.
I would have loved it.
And it was actually really great. It was harp amazing. Music. Beautiful music. That was our friend Caroline, sweet Caroline.
I'm having a chocolate afloat.
She was actually just in town the other day, guys, and she was going to come over and see us. But unfortunately, all the snow hit, and she got stuck in Nashville and couldn't come up. So, full English breakfast. Okay, here we go. Sausage, bacon, eggs, beans, hash browns, black pudding, mushrooms, tomato, and toast.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm good on the sausage, the bacon, the egg. Drop the beans.
They're yummy.
Drop the beans, keep the hash browns, drop the black pudding, the mushroom, the tomato. You can have tomato, I guess, but then again, though, like, I would say we throw in some croissants in there, and then maybe a little bit of grits. And we top it off with a big glass of OJ, a glass of milk, maybe some cereal instead for the milk.
Has made you high tea before?
I have had. They can hear you. They can hear you. Just comment if you want.
I've made high tea before.
Scones. Oh, I know some delicious scones.
My grandmother made the best.
Tatty scones.
I don't know about that.
She
made chocolate scones.
Oh, Daniel, I love grilling the tomatoes, dude. Sip. Take the grenades like you showed me, grill them up. You put a little bit of oil.
Sip?
Yeah, Sip's on here. He's watching.
Tell him I said hello.
She says hello. Wash it down with coffee. Oh, yeah, definitely some coffee. But you take your tomato and you slice it then, right? And you put it on the grill. Cover it with a little bit of oil, right? A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, maybe a dash of garlic. Grill it both sides. Delicious. If you get the smaller romaines, just split them in half and do it half. Get you about 6 or 7 of those.
I'm trying to learn how to do Brussels sprouts on the grill.
Here's how you make Brussels sprouts on the grill. You take your Brussels sprouts in a big bowl, right? You throw them away.
Jeremy.
And then you go get French fries.
No.
And that's how you make Brussels sprouts.
I love salmon and grilled Brussels sprouts.
I don't eat fish. Very rarely do I eat fish.
The baby eats fish.
Because we were the harp. I think she would like Lindsay Sterling. I will definitely let her know. Have I ever had cheesy egg? That's the only way to have eggs is cheesy. That just goes without saying.
I've never made you a toad in the hole.
No, never. I've had plenty of I've had a bird nest, birds in a nest.
Your
same
father
thing.
makes toad in the hole very
Well, it's
good.
birds in a nest is the same thing. Same thing, it's just the American version. But I love cheesy eggs. That's all I eat, or a nice cheesy omelet and all that jive turkey. Bird's nest, yes, very good.
Eat a lot of cheese.
I like bird's nest. I'll make those for myself often. Love the egg sandwiches. I could live on it. All right, here. Ideally, breakfast could be egg sandwiches. Lunch could be PB&Js, and dinner could be a hot pizza. That could be. I would be fine with that.
And a side salad.
And some salad, only because we want some Italian dressing. But if you had the best dressing I've ever had, though, and Sip can attest to this, there was this restaurant out in California. And it was called the Firehouse. It was right outside in Barstow, about 40 miles outside of Base, which is the nearest town. You're very familiar with Barstow.
Oh, yeah, the desert.
You lived in Victorville for a while, and I went and visited there quite a bit. So the Firehouse had this Italian dressing, but it was red.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you,
made with red wine and vinegar.
Probably. And I used to tell them to bring extra on my little side salad. And what I wanted was a bowl of it. So I would sit there and I would just sip on it while I was there. And it's delicious. I drink vinegar. I love vinegar.
You have to get the right blend.
I like to just apple cider vinegar, take a shot.
It's very good for you, supposedly.
Very good. Well, it's good for you. It's a preservative.
It's supposed to get rid of stubborn belly fat.
Yeah. So I love it. Brussels sprouts.
I
Well,
love
this
them.
is George said for your Brussels sprouts though. He says olive oil, low heat in a pan. Add some garlic, pepper, and salt. Don't overcook them, and just let your Brussels sprouts roll in the garlic.
So do you half them or whole
Is that half or whole there? Is
on the grill?
well, it's not a grill. He said in a pan.
Well, I want to learn how to do them on the grill outside.
Well, on a grill, you would want to half them. You would definitely have to split them, and then you would probably turn them upside down so that the flat end would be facing up, so your seasonings will rest, and that's where you're going to coat a little. And I wouldn't do oil so much as like maybe a high fat butter.
No, you have to use OVO.
Okay. Well,
the butter will burn.
Oh, she said pan only, but finishing with butter. So what you could probably do is you could also do that on the thing. I would say start them in the pan with the oil, like he said, and then once they've cooked a little bit, then take them off the pan, and put them on the grill and let them finish fire grilling.
Parboil them.
Yeah, but season them in the pan with the oil and finish them on the grill to get the charred outside or grilled outside flavor. That would be good.
Your nephew, 9 months old, loves them.
Hate Brussels sprouts. Never liked them. Never will.
You don't like corned beef and cabbage?
Don't like corned beef. I don't like corned beef at all.
You liked it when you were little.
I don't like very much.
You loved it when you were little.
What is that? Pouting? Pouting? Pouting?
Parboiling? Is that what he's
No. It's pouting. Pouting. Pudding? Do you mean? I'm not sure what that is, Josh. So you're gonna have to elaborate a little more on that one, buddy. But grilled onions are good. Grill some onions. Sip and I used to do that in the barracks. We would just take a pan of oil, get it hot, chop up onions, toss it in there, let them burn up, and then you take them out. You take the oil, and then you dip bread into the oil with the onions and just eat your bread. It's delicious. But we would have the whole barracks trying to beat down the kitchen door to get in to see what we were cooking. We're like, it's just onions.
They smell delicious.
But once you burn up the onions in the oil, it triggers this hunger feeling. And the smell of
onions are very good.
Poontang.
No.
Oh, poutine. Poutine. I've never had poutine, official poutine, but that's just French fries, gravy, and cheese.
No, we call them plantain.
No, poutine. It's from Canada. It's French fries and gravy with cheese.
Oh, it's delicious.
That's called poutine.
Delicious.
But I've never had officially. I'm getting hungry too now that we talk about it, guys.
Well, I can make something.
No, I'm gonna grab something in just a minute.
The fish and chips in England are out of this world. You would like that.
Well, did you know what they call, since we call chips, what do you think they call potato chips?
Mash.
It's called crisps.
Oh, crisps, yeah.
Mash would be mashed potatoes.
No, bangers and mash is what you have for breakfast. That's sausage and eggs.
Is it? Crisps, yes. Crisps. We don't call anything crisps. We have potato.
We have apple crisps.
Well, we have apple crisps. Apple slices and stuff
and
like that.
Apple chips.
Apple chips, apple slices, banana slices, dehydrates. I love dehydrated banana. Who doesn't love some dehydrated banana? Dehydrated banana.
I opened your chocolate ice cream.
That's fine. A piece is a sandwich. I've heard about that. In Scotland, they say a piece. Now, see, a piece here in America is a gun.
Or.
So let me get a piece. You got to be careful.
Or something else.
Cheese and onion Walker's crisps. But bangers and mash, we called it Cowboy's dinner. Oh, that's funny. And bangers and mash is meat and potato.
Oh, that's right. Sausage.
Well, some sort of meat and bangers.
That's what we call it.
Mash is your mashed potatoes. Bangers is some kind of meat.
Sausage.
Whatever, lass. Anywho. A piece and jam. Piece and jam. Bread and a sandwich and jelly. Well, so that would be a peanut butter. I guess that would be a peanut butter piece and jam. Sausage confirmed. So it's sausages. Okay, thank you, Georgie. See, we're learning multicultural.
My grandmother used to say she would have, love, I'm going to have a quick bite. And that means a snack.
Yeah, quick bite. I gotcha. A nosh.
Oh, yeah.
You have a nosh. There we go. Well, what a wonderful live stream we're having, everybody. Gonna have to cut soon, though. How about a square? Oh, well, see, I know what. Do you guys if someone asked you for a square, would you know what they're asking for? What about you guys in England? Usually over Grazy. Nosh than a kip? Yeah, there you go. Sausage, bean, and mash. Ooh, that could be good. So Sausage.
See, you're thinking that they're beans or pork and beans. They're not.
Well, that's the beans they brought us.
Well, they were wrong.
Well, they brought us just regular beans.
White beans is what my grandma used to give us, and northern beans.
Sausage, beans, and mash. Well, if someone asked you for a square, you would be asking somebody for a cigarette here.
Oh, in England, it's a fag.
Yes, very much, very well. Corned beef hash. Not a huge fan.
Corned beef and cabbage.
A quick bite is a dash to the fridge for a bite of cheese when your parents aren't around. Oh, George, you do fit like us.
Why when your parents aren't around?
Because you're not supposed to buy... Well, see, George, in our family, though, Mom always would buy the big blocks of cheese, and it was very routine that we would just go to the kitchen and cut off a hunk. That was very...
you just got in trouble if you didn't cover it and put it back in the bag correctly.
Yeah. You like cornbread? I love cornbread. I just made cornbread the other day, and I got in trouble because of cornbread in the Army.
Sugar in it.
I got a little bit of trouble. They had us write on a piece of paper once in the Army, and it said something about soldiers' information or blah, blah, blah. And it said, final soldiers' remarks, and I wrote, I love cornbread. And I got in trouble.
I wonder why.
Well, you know, it said soldiers' remarks, and I wanted them to know in a situation of should we give him cornbread or not? No, this soldier definitely loves cornbread. So, yes, he'll have some.
You didn't brown your cornbread and nothing.
Well, it was because the only reason I got in trouble was because another soldier wrote on his paperwork, I'm a badass. And he got in trouble, and they said because he got in trouble, I had to get in trouble for writing something smart. I was like, I guess I was, but at the same time, I do like cornbread, and I thought at the time it could have been useful information.
Pass me a blanket, please. I'm a bit nippy.
A bit nippy. Here you go.
It's a bit nipply in here.
There you go.
Thank you.
Well, guys, we're coming up on the hour half mark. I always use a knife, untraceable. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and probably get ready to cut it. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with everybody. Big live stream today. I will be back tomorrow for another one. We'll join you guys soon then. Big shout outs to, of course, George and Tina. To David Beach. Let's get everybody's names so we can get big shout outs to everybody. Here we go. Participants. We had, of course, Daniel Chronicle. We stopping by. Josh Smith, thanks for coming in. Georgie Boy. Beer in the Crazy Room. Who doesn't love Beer in the Crazy Room, Sip? Tina for always hanging out and give us some great stuff. Thank you guys for teaching us all the cool things we learned today. We learned about spangers and mash. We learned about spotted dick's pudding, which I in no way have a desire to try. We talked a little bit about corned beef. We went ahead and learned how we're gonna grill up some Brussels sprouts there. We had some general all around silliness, which is always appreciated. Thank you so much, Tina. I will let her know. She says she'll be getting back to us soon and says hello again once from Tina. Kniffe, C-U-N-N-I-E-F-F-E. Kniffe. She says hi.
We have a green bomb, so.
Kniffe, I would say. Kniffe. Either way you want to pronounce it, I apologize if I'm saying it messed up. Josh Smith, appreciate you. Thank you so much. He says good night, Mom. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure hanging out again with you. NyQuil time for David Beach, he says. Get some NyQuil in his life. So, drink half a bottle and have a good time. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for stopping in with me and wasting some of your life with me. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Wasting